Look, how far have you really come? Like, no, seriously, sometimes what we really need to do is actually look back about how far God has brought us. I don't mean from sin or, I would have lost your mind, but even financially, like, look back where God has brought you from. I remember in the beginning of my marriage, we was in a one-bedroom apartment. There was only one window, which was in the bedroom. Other than that, there was no windows anywhere in that place at all. And I remember the Lord convicted me and was like, stop taking music off of YouTube, listen to your MP3 player. And I'm just like, but how am I gonna listen to music? And I remember the Lord dealing with me and telling me, like, trust me, if I see you honoring and obeying, first and foremost, to not steal anymore, watch me make room, watch me make a move in your finance. So low key, I'm like, "Ugh, I really don't want to do this. Like, how could we afford Spotify? Like, that's how poor we was. We couldn't afford Spotify. And I think at the time Spotify was like $7 a month. I think now it's like nine, something like that. But the plan that we got was like $7 a month. So I'm just like, Lord, how are we going to afford this? Like, that's how poor we would. And I remember I told my husband, I was like, look, I don't know about for you, but for me, I can't do this anymore. So I'm going to put us on Spotify. That was back in I want to say the end of 2015. Now, the thing is, I was concerned that, we'll be on Spotify for like a month or two, then we'll have to cancel or something because we never had the money to pay for it. When I tell y'all, like, that's how poor we really was. But I look back today, I'm just like, wow, Lord. Like, we really couldn't afford Spotify, but because I decided to be obedient to you, you made a way to make sure that we've been paying for Spotify since 2015 and never missed a payment or anything of that nature. And I'm sitting back now like, my Lord, like, we now have two cars. There's a point in time we had no car. Like, pregnant, had the baby, had to get people to take us out from the hospital because we couldn't afford it. And now I'm like, wow, Lord, like, we have two vehicles. Look back over my finances for one of my businesses and what I've made so far this year. I made that same amount by June of last year. It's April and I've already made that amount. And I'm just like, wow, Lord, you are really moving. Sometimes it does feel like, you're still struggling, you're still not making it. But really remember and think back like, man, Lord, how far have you brought us?